In this rules walkthrough, we are going to talk about the Cult of Hunlo and their demon Morganad. As the Cultists, you win the game when all of the investigators are dead. During game setup, choose one attack card and 3 ability cards for Morganad. Flip 2 of them face down. If there are only 3 investigators, use 2 abilities, and if there are only 2 investigators, use 1 ability. Place your revealed card within easy reach of your player board. Place your blood token on the 0 space of the blood tracker. Place your 4 cultist standees anywhere on the minimap. Each cultist must be adjacent to at least one other cultist so that they form a group. When playing against less than 4 investigators, place a number of cultist figures equal to the number of investigators. Next, place the Morganad figure adjacent to one of the cultists. Lastly, place your altar token in one of the zones on the map. It must go on a general space in that zone, so anything without an icon on it. At the start of your turn, remove any noise tokens from the board. Then, place your cultist shadow tokens on their actual locations on the main board. Do the same for Morganad with his shadow token. On your turn, Morganad may use each of the abilities on his player board and each ability card once. However, only one cultist per turn may take the bloodletting action. This is also true for the break door action, but they can be different cultists. The cultist and Morganad all move 3 spaces plus the sprint dice until Morganad is fully summoned. They all share the sprint dice result each round, so you only roll it once. Move each cultist to your desired location each round. Both the cultist and Morganad can take the break door action. However, Morganad may only take the break door action after the final sacrifice has been completed. Cultist number 4 places their damaged door token on the door that they just broke. Like most adversaries, they may then continue their movement as normal. Morganad may also move and use abilities at any point in this process. Let's say that the investigators have begun searching the top of the map with their flashlights. Both Morganad and Cultist number 1 must now reveal themselves on the main board. In addition, make sure to flip your revealed card face up. Any revealed cultist may not take the bloodletting action, and Morganad may not use abilities. At the beginning of the next turn, make sure to update the shadow tokens of any hidden cultists. When the cultists and Morganad move on to a dim space, they move their shadow tokens to the last space they were seen on. They then return their figures back to the minimap. From here, they may continue moving as normal. The adversary rolls a 4 on the sprint dice and moves the remaining cultists. Cultist number 4 has made their way down to an investigator and may take the bloodletting action. The adversary moves cultist number 4's shadow token to space 158. Whenever a cultist takes the bloodletting action, they move their token up by 1. Then, Morganad may flip one of his face down abilities face up. Once the cultists have obtained 5 blood, they may perform the final sacrifice. The cultists must once again form a group where each of them is adjacent to at least one other cultist. Morganad must also be adjacent to one of the cultists. Place all of your figures out on the main board. Then, remove all cultists from the board. Morganad is now corporeal. He will remain on the board for the rest of the game. You may now flip your attack card from Morganad face up, as it can now be used. Like your ability cards, your attack card may only be used once per turn. Flip Morganad's player card over to the corporeal side. While Morganad is corporeal, he treats all spaces as 1 movement point, but bright spaces count as 2 movement points instead. He has a total of 10 movement points. When adjacent to an investigator, Morganad may use his attack card. Immolate gives an investigator 2 face-up wounds. It may also be used again on another investigator on the same turn. We will now turn our attention to the Banish the Cult escape route. The adversary player must place the ritual knife and rope circle tokens on any space on the main board, within 10 spaces of the altar token. Here we see that the altar is still hidden on space M8. The adversary decides to place the ritual knife on space 81 and the rope circle on space 82. The investigators must collect both of these to begin banishing the cult. Ira makes her way to the rope circle, picking it up along with the matching card, and then makes her way to the ritual knife. If the investigators have not already done so, they must reveal the altar token by making its face bright. Luckily, Lucy is already in the mirror maze and shines her flashlight in the back room. The adversary reveals that the altar token is indeed on space M8. Ira, having the ritual knife, goes to the altar and takes an involved action. She places a supply token on the Banish the Cult card, and then flips a face down wound face up, or gives herself a face down wound if she does not have any. Once there are 3 supply tokens on the Banish the Cult card, the investigators may win the game by using the rope circle. All investigators must move on or adjacent to the altar token. Then, they may use the rope circle to banish the cult and win the game. However, Morganad makes an appearance and comes to kill Asher. Now that there are only 3 remaining investigators, the 3 of them must be on or adjacent to the altar token to win the game. That covers the rules walkthrough for the Cultists. Happy hunting.